So we are on the Bhagavata Saptasati, a special treatise compendium prepared by Medavaram Subramanya Sastri, my guru, and it is available in Devanagari script primarily, and then in the Telugu also. But we are also trying to get the Telugu, English, and Kannada translations for those 700 slokas, and that would be our next project. But now 18,000 slokas have been come down to 720, but it's also in a beautiful narrative form, and we don't see any gaps in between. That's a good selection that has been made by our guru. And now we have been traveling to understand after the demise or after Hiranyakasipu, the tough demon being killed by Narasimha, by Vishnu coming in the form of Narasimha. And then when Prahalada was asked to come back to Vaikuntha, then Prahalada told the son of Hiranyakasipu, no, I don't come now. I have to, Narayana, Vishnu has killed only my father, but my father like-minded people are thousands in my state. I should also reform them, if not get killed. But Hiranyakasipu was tough. So afterwards only I will be able to take my place. That's what Prahalada said to gods and Brahma and Narasimhas. Then one more request by Prahalada was, you were protecting me all through the time. And now I request you that you should protect me in the same manner as long as I rule the land. Narasimha Swami gave him the promise, and then all gods, everybody went up. Then Prahalada was made the king, and he called all his colleagues and friends and started talking to them regarding the importance of Narayana, importance of bhakti, impermanence of life here, impermanence of all the pleasures, because the formula is Sarvam Nasyam Iha Jagati. In this world, beautiful or not beautiful, good or different or better or best, indifferent to all these attributes, everything will be destroyed. See, today somebody asked me a question, but that Lanka is such a beautiful city. The garden, Ashokavanam is also wonderful. He's not Anjaneya wrong to have destroyed the Ashokavanam and also burnt Lanka, a most beautiful city. That is the wrong done by Hanuman. So here we have got a critic who said Hanuman is not wise to have destroyed such a beautiful garden and also such a beautiful city. Actually, if you look at the description of city, Lanka, it is simply a model. And that's why when Lankini objected as a visa officer, why at all you say Anjaneya was a foreigner, and he jumped into Lanka, landed in Lanka, and Lankini asked, who are you? Why did you come here? And he said, I am just a visitor to your place. Why did you come here? I want to see your beautiful city. That's how all people tell in America, in the airport. So your country is very beautiful. Oh, you already come already. No, I could not cover. Only some places I could cover. I have come back. Then they grant 6 months. They put 6 months stamp and get you out because you prize the country. So, but in the case of Rankini, who is a Rakshasi, she did not approve. She tried to fight and get a lesson from Anjaneya, that Anjaneya was Shiva only. So to say that there are people who wrong things very much, and they should be penalized. And whatever is important, that only has to be taken. Now, at what sloka you are, remember? Every time.
Yeah, in 283 you have covered.
Okay.
I'll tell you exactly. You have covered
Yeah, 283 correct.
283, but last time you had covered about Brahman, which I have not understood. So it would be good if you could share some more thoughts around that.
Which sloka?
284, sir.
284. Yeah, from there we'll do it. 284 in that sloka number. Parasya nirgunasyapi, 283, repeat. Parasya nirgunasyapi.
Nirgunasyapi, parasya nirgunasyapi,
Gunasangada nirvrutihi.
gunasamhada nirvrutihi,
Vyaktam janmatyayo vyaktaha.
వాళ్ళు చెప్తారు కదా, అందువల్ల వెయిట్ చేస్తాం.
Chicken 283. Did you get it? Sloka number 283. Vyaktam janmatyayo vyaktaha.
వ్యక్తం జన్మాత్యయో వ్యక్తః.
Saraswati will one time.
Okay.
Sayanenyyeha.
సయానేన్యేనః
Naswataha.
నస్వతః
Yata grahagrasta iva.
యదా. Okay, yeah. Please continue.
Iva kochit dhasatya. Can it record? Get it recorded?
అది ఫీబుల్ గా వస్తుంది వాళ్ళు.
You do it. You may chapandi, but she will be nearer to the microphone. Yatha grahagrasta iva.
యథా గ్రహస్థ ఇవ
Kochit dasatya krandanti. Kochit dasatya kradanti.
క్వచిత్ సత్యాక్రతంతే
Dhayati vandate janam.
ధ్యాయతి వందతే జనం.
Muhuhu swasan.
ముహుః స్వచన్
Vakti hare jagatpate.
భక్తి హరే జగత్పతే
Narayana iti.
నారాయణ ఇతి
Atmamatirgatitrapaha. Atmamatihi.
మమతిః
Gatatrapaha. It's a very beautiful sloka. Generally, people are shy to utter the name of Narayana or name of the Paramatma. They feel shy. And that shy nature should be given up. And one has to utter the name Hare, Jagatpate, Narayana. These are the words. So these are all the addresses with which you have to address the God. And Yatha grahagrasta iva kochit asatya akrandanti dhyayati vandate janam. See, asatya krandanti. Some people are not really having any bhakti, and asatya means not truthfully, not mindful. Mechanically, people might be, because grahagrasta iva. Grahagrasta means being eclipsed by the graha, Rahu and Ketu, and the eclipses are also asatyas, and so they will be akrandanti. Akrandana means shouting loudly. sometimes dhyayati, sometimes they keep on meditating upon that. And vandate janam, vandate, namaskaram chestuntaru. Kani, in order to do this, muhu swasan, that is again and again, repeatedly, one has to do pranayama. Swasa, swasan. Swasan means trying to take the breath, inhale, exhale. He repeatedly that has to do. And through pranayama, as you do pranayama, you have to meditate and utter the name. What are the names that you have to take loudly? Vakti. Vakti means utter, pronounce, speak out. Hare, Hare, Jagatpate, Narayana iti. Those are the true words. Then Atma Matihi Gatatrapaha. These are the two important. In order to utter the name of God, you must be self-driven, not compelled by XYZ. Hey, Narayana Smarana Mado, Anta Helskobekagill. It should come voluntarily. A voluntary bhakti is wanted. That's what is called Atmamati. One's own voluntary opinion. And nobody need to prescribe. And it must be self-prescribed urge. And also, while uttering the name, Prahalada says, no, it's Narada, I think, no? The speaker is, yeah, Narada. Narada is telling that Atmamati and Gatatrapaha. Trapa means Nachike or Siggu, shame. Many people are not comfortable to utter the name of Hari, utter the name of God, utter the name of other things. So Apru Trapa will be eclipsing their mind, their self-mind. So Atmamati is always the guideline for us. You are independently great and you have to exercise your mind. So Atmamatihi Gatatrapaha Hare Jagatpate Narayana Muhu Swasan. Here the Swasan requires pranayama. So again and again you take breath and then you utter. Actually, when you do Omkara Upasana or any Nama Upasana, they say that take deep breath, utter the name, and then down. So again repeatedly, Om Namah Shivaya, take deep breath and say Om Namah Shivaya. By the time you complete Om Namah Shivaya, your holding capacity dull. Therefore, again you take it out. So long you are able to hold your breath, then your concentration and focus will increase. And simply doing swasa, uchvasa, niswasa is not the matter, but you have to take a name of your like, whether Shivaya Namaha or Subramanyaya Namaha, Om Anjaneyaya Namaha, Lakshmi Narasimhaya Namaha, whatever name. The Nama Mahima is too great. And therefore, and while telling, you should not have, oh, if I say, oh, that whatever name, people may mistake. So no hesitation to take the name of the God of your like, and it is voluntary. And some people, something like Grahagrasta means they are being eclipsed or caught by Grahas. They will be showing out, make believe that they are really doing service to God and taking the name. But that kind of pseudo devotion is not approved. We should not. Pseudo devotion means behaving like a drama actor. Adanne ఈ కాళిదాస స్వామీజీ ఉన్నారు, మీరు వింటారు. He has written a big book like Gita Makarandam. And he will be giving talks on Gita and they're all recorded. So Paramananda Swamiji or some Swamiji from Kalahasti. He made one beautiful comment in his lecture once that whenever people sit for puja, they would have a lot of vibhuti rekas, gandha, and Rudraksha malas, every malas and kumkuma, and make themselves show that he's a top devotee of Paramatma, but inside they are not at all devoted like that. So I tell you, I tell you that పూజ చేయాలంటే పూజ చేసే తక్కువైనా కూడా రుద్రాక్ష మాలలు, స్ఫటిక మాలలు, కుంకుమ, విభూతి, అన్ని గంధము, అన్ని తర్వాత సన్యాసి డ్రెస్సు అలాంటివన్నీ వేసుకొని పటాటోపం చూపిస్తారు. కానీ అదంతా మన హరికి అక్కర్లేదు. కృష్ణ ఈజ్ టెల్లింగ్ మయ్యర్పిత మనోబుద్ధి అంటాడు. కానీ మయ్యర్పిత తమ శరీరం అన్నట్లు కాకుండా నీ మనస్సు బుద్ధి ఇంపార్టెంట్, దాని కల్చర్ చేసుకోరా అని. he says that you culture that మనస్సు and buddhi. And so here also Narada is telling gatatrapaha. Gatatrapaha means you should let the pride in you to go away. You don't consider that you are higher than the God. Self pride is there. That's what the Saturn in English literature, that paradise lost and paradise gained. In Paradise Lost, that Milton, in his epic poem, he says that Saturn always was next to God, but that Saturn wants to become a god and be a god and dethrone the God. That made him fall down 7 days and nights from the heaven to the earth in Paradise Lost. So that was and so it was like that. I remember that Paradise Lost, where people want to become God, be God, but not near God or anything like that. So because trapa is that which tortures them. And now let's go to the next one. Tada puman mukta samasta bandha.
Tada puman mukta samasta bandha.
Tada puman mukta samasta bandha.
Tadbhava bhava.
Tadbhava bhavan.
Anukrita shayakritihi.
Anukrita shayakritihi.
Nirdagdha bija.
Nirdagdha bija.
Anushayo mahiyasa.
Anushayo mahiyasa.
Bhakti pravahena. Sametya adhokshajam.
Sametya adhokshajam.
Adhokshajalambam.
Adhokshajalambam.
Iha ashubhatmanaha.
Iha ashubhatmanaha.
Sharirinaha.
Sharirinaha.
Samsruti chakrasatanam.
Samsruti chakrashatanam.
Tad brahma. Nirvana sukham viduhu.
Nirvana sukham viduhu.
Buddhastato.
Buddhastato.
Bhajadvam.
Bhajatvam.
Hrudaye hrudiswaram.
Hrude hrudishwaram.
Beautiful slokas. Vyasa Bhagavan is lucky to give us such beautiful thoughts that, for example, Bhakti Pravaha, he tells that Bhakti is a river. You should join the river. So where the river ends, you will also reach the end. That means Pravaham, you can't stop Bhakti. You can't stop the current of water, can you? No. And depending upon the power of the current of water, it will just take you away. So when once you set yourself into Bhakti Pravaha, then Adhotshajam Sametya, understand? You will, Adhotshaja is a special ability in Narayana. that he always has got a supervisory eye upon all people equally. కానీ మనుష్యులు ఈక్వల్గా చూడరు. వాళ్ళు పెద్దలో చిన్న అసఖ్యము. See, the man or woman, they don't look upon all people with equal mind. That's the problem for quarrels, asuya, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, that kind of equipoise. Even in number, I was told that 1 to numbers are there. The people who have got 5 number, who like 5 number, they will balance 6 to 10 and 1 to 4. But those people who vote for 8 number, they will be always personally egoistic. They hardly like people, and they have some kind of aversion. But like that, each number has got lot of significance and rewarding awards. But 5 is the best number. That's why pancha, 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 pancha. In Lalita Sahasranamalo, pancha bhutesi, pancha sankhyopacharini, pancha, pancha, pancha comes. That pancha or 5 is Devi's voting number. But for Surya Bhagavan, Sapta, Surya and Agni, for them the 7 is best. And for Saturn, 8 is best. Ashtama, Ayur Karakaru. So like that, even among planets and gods and people, the numbers have got a great role to play on their character and conduct. That's why if you go to a palmist or anybody, they will ask you, tell a number antaru. Atla ikkada emanante chudi bhakta pravahena. And what would happen when once you set into bhakti? Bhakti is absolute devotion on the feet. Muktaha samasta bandhaha. So all bandhas which are not necessary, you should get rid of it. We have more unwanted bandhas than wanted bandhas. Whenever, especially when you have got a telephone, mobile in your hand, the people in your house are not at all approached or talked to. But those who are very far away, they become prime important. Similarly, when you go to a doctor with complaint, pain and all that, as you are telling your symptoms, the fellow gets the mobile ringing. He will take the phone and keep talking long time. So the doctor also is like that. Everybody has been, the privacy of all people has been robbed. But Adhotshada Narayana is altogether different, that he will not carry any other side attraction, but looks to the same. That's why Samasta Bandha Tad Bhava Anukruta Asaya Akrutihi. It's a beautiful statement, you understand? I try to explain. Tat Bhava, Bandha Bhava means thought. Bhava Anukruta is to follow up the thought. We have always getting lot of thoughts. Good, bad and different thoughts are there. Mind can never be still. Mind can never be mute. Especially when you think of doing some puja or parayana or some spiritual activity, the mind will try to drag you away from the thing. You cannot keep the image of God for 2 seconds. While you can keep in your screen of mind the images of all other things constantly, more so the dirty fellows. You remember all dushta janas more than the sista janas. Therefore, here, Anukruta Asaya Akrutihi, your appearance must be showing forth your anxiety to be able to enjoy happy thoughts. And when once you entertain that kind of noble spiritual thoughts which are coming into your mind, then what happens? Nirdagdha bija anusayaha mahiyasa. Bija means the scope to be reborn. Birth and birth. So scope to be reborn is that. Therefore, bija is the root, seed. So bija is the that's why we in bija is the topmost one to which we have to resort. When that bija anusaya with your own bhakti prabhava is there, then you are getting into bhakti pravaha. That is bhakti river. Ganga is a bhakti river. Ganga is a healthy river. Ganga water is having lot of medicinal value. And the mud inside the Ganga is having lot of healing power. You should go to Kashi sometime and sit in the waters, which I did long back. It is even today a wonderful experience. I simply sat at the bottom of the Ganga river, going to the other side of the Swameda Ghat, and up to Kantha Dagdha, Akantha, then I was vibrating because of it, because it was not powerful current was there. So I was vibrating. And again, I picked up the mud inside that bottom mud and smeared the whole body and got up and exposed to sun for a while and then got a dip inside, and you felt lot of wonderful feeling after that kind of treatment was. And looking at that kind of thing, I told that I'm talking about the river, Bhakti Pravaha. Now, ordinarily, Ganga is a physical river which you can see, in which you can have a bath and all that. And when you get into that Bhakti Pravaha, then you have got that kind of unique change increase. I told my friend who was there with me, hey, this Monday, Ganga bottom for a mud is so healing. How not we take this mud to our path, to our places? Then that fellow commented, Venkateswara Rao, a lecturer in the Oriental College, Tirupati, he came to me and we met in the conference there. Prabhakar, we come to Kashi to give up everything. Samasta bandha nirmuktaha. We have come here to give up. But what you are talking, you want to take mud from this place. And I will comment about that. We did not bring. What you are eligible to take, you can take water from Ganga, mix in Rameswaram, Samudram. You can take the mud of Rameswaram and sea and mix in Ganga. Which act I have done it. Somebody went to Rameswaram when I was going to Benares. They gave me the Rameswaram Samudra mud, asked me to merge it. Though not, I went to Rameswaram at that time and collected the mud. I had the opportunity of taking that and then merging in the Ganga water. So because of all that, I am able to see you all. So this is an interesting feature because Ganga merges into river, ocean, and if the ocean mud were to beforehand got to get mixed in Ganga or water or river, it is really a great pressure for the Amavara. Anyway, here Narada likens bhakti to a pravaha. It should be a continuous flow. When you say it's a continuous flow, it is a kind of ecstasy of joy. And Ramasmaranadanyopayam nahi pasyama, when you say you are completely merged in that. You look at Hanuman's photo and automatically nobody who is merged in bhakti can keep his eyes open. That bhakti or devotion, look at Anjaneya, he is closing eyes. So it's all Manakosam. So people get into trance. I have seen in Mahakala temple in Ujjaini, in 80s when I visited that place first time, the temple was simply a small one and there was a lot of sandy area before you go to the steps of the temple. And there were Kapalikas, Bhairavas and other Saivites. They smeared the whole body with a vibhuti. Except Kopinam, there is nothing, and they were just leaning to a stone or anything like that and were in trance. I have seen such people who are in bhakti. I mean, there are so many kinds of Shiva bhaktis. That's why pravahena adhotchadam sametya. So a river, adhotchada is like an ocean. And all rivers merge into the ocean. So those people who enter into the bhakti river and traverse along with the current of water, then that current of water of the river of bhakti will merge you into adhotchada narayana. That to happen, what is the primary condition? Nirdagdha bija anusayaha. That is birth and death. Birth and death is the repetition of life. But you should escape the birth and death cycle, which means the bija is being removed. And when that bija is removed, you will not have any. If the seed is destroyed, no tree can come up. So long seeds are there, now rain comes, so unknown plants will be sprouting up on the land. And now next one you observe, in this 286 sloka, adhotchadalambam iha ashubhatmanaha sariranaha samsruti chakrasatanam. See, those people who devote themselves to adhotchaja, alamba and the support, devotion, bhakti. So those who take the support of adhotchaja, even though they are ashubha atmas, they turn into subha atmas. And samsruti chakra satanam. You know, samsruti is also like a chakra, wheel. The chakra is a important thing. The wheel has not got A, B, C, D points. All points are the same when it is rotating. There is no top point, so that rotation will be there. And here in Dharmantari Park, Saraswati, next time you visit or the park, then you have come to JP Nagar second phase. Here we got Dharmantari Park. They have put that Dharmantari statue, and there is a big circle and plants around, and there is Dharmantari Mula Mantram scribed, embossed and kept there. And there, what Namo Sudarsanaya Sarvaroga Haraya Dhanvantari Murtaye Aushada Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. This is the Mula Mantra. Aushada Chakra Narayanaya Swaha. When you say Aushada Chakra, the herbs and plants, medicinal or otherwise plants, they are all forming a circle. And so the circle of the Aushadas will be healing for us because Sarva Vyadhi Vinasana. So Chakrasatanam Samsruti. Samsruti is Smarana. Smaraharaha. And in Vishnu Sahasranama also you have got the word Smaraha. That is, so that memory itself is taken as a Vishnu Swarupam. Margaha, Damodaraha, Saririnaha. Saririnaha means those who hold body. You can, how long you can hold the body? As long as it is live. When once the body is not working, the body will disappear. The holder is there. If the current flow, power flow is there, the holder will give you light through the bulb. Supposing there is no power, the holder is no more live. Our body also is like that. As long as you breathe, that swasa prana shakti is there inside, then all activity will be there. To take a living person, the ticket will be only 500 rupees. To transport a non-living person, it will be some 10,000 rupees. One lady in Austin, I met, there is a scientist lady. She said she's married and all that. No, married but no children. And she was a wonderful scholar. And my son introduced her to me. And she was telling, you are all senior citizens, be careful, etc. Apart from all the cautions, she said one point, My father died in India. We are all here in America. We transported my father, spending $1 lakh over the plane. Special plane was there, brought him here, and found that because there are moneyed people, they don't care money, they care something different. So to spend so much money, probably she would not have spent when her father was living, only daughter. So anyway, I remember so many people because I come across them. So here, Samskriti Chakra Satanam, and again, Tad Brahma Nirvana Sukham Viduhu, those people who have that kind of adhochadalamba, that is resorting to the worship of or smarana of Narayana in the manner like Hare, Jagatpate, Narayana, without any trapa, then what would their experience be? Nirvana Sukham. They will have the happiness of getting the moksha. Getting moksham itself is not happiness. There's happiness is to be inscribed in that. That's why in Lalita Sahasranamam, there is expression Nirvana Sukhadayini. Napmundandi, you remember? Nirvana Dayini Allah. Lalita is not only provider of Nirvanam, it's a nuisance to us. But Nirvana Sukhadayini, going to railway station is happiness. But getting accommodation in the train and sitting is sukha. So when once you hold the train, you feel Ammaya, all your effort is crowned. Therefore, I think Nirvana Sukhadayini or Nirvana Sukham Brahma, Tad Brahma Viduhu Buddha. See, Nirvana Sukham Brahma. Another definition is Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma is Upanishad. Brahma is truth, Brahma is knowledge, Brahma is infinite. And here Narada is adding in Bhagavatam one more, that Brahma is Nirvana Sukham. That means when once you reach the Brahma Loka, you will not come back to Bhuloka. So we make a prayer that Mama Samasta Pitrunam Shaswata Brahmaloka Vaptirastu. So we have to push the fellows dead there, belonging in whose clan we are born. We have to push them to go to that Brahmaloka, never to return. So here, Nirvana Sukham Brahma. Beautiful, you understood? So that Nirvana Sukha, Nirvana is not Brahma, but experience the Nirvana is Brahma. Coffee, chakra veskun tagadam Brahma, Nirvana Sukham. Utta coffee anukunte laham ledu, chakra lekapothe anubhavam ledu, inkoti ledu. So the real enjoyment of coffee sipping lies in all the necessary contents which you love. So Nirvana Sukham Viduhu. And now another instruction that Narada gives is Buddhaha Tataha Bhajadhvam Hridaiswaram Hridaye. Manasika puja is recommended. మీ మనస్సులో ఎప్పుడు నారాయణని తలంచుకుంటూ ఉండండి. Keep on remembering Narayana. Who is this Narayana? Hridaya Ishwaraha. He is the Lord of your heart. So if your heart is there, his central nervous system or blood circulation is okay. That's why when you go to a doctor, he checks your heart, he checks your pulse, he looks at your tongue, maybe eyes, and then prescribes medicine. He doesn't care all the symptoms. Okay? Doctor ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ನೋಡಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ BP ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ and pulse ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಆ pulse ಬರುತ್ತೆ BP. Then he looks at the tongue, some people, and then listens to that and writes. So the heart is the leader, monitor, controller, manager of the health of the entire body. If the heart is good, mind will be good. So heart and mind are both connected very much. But what kind of heart it is, which is not the doctor heart, but there is Hrudaya Guha. In that heart, the Paramatma has taken this. Even though our body is there, full outside, inside, gods have chosen their own locations in our body. In Durga, in Durga Raksha Stotram, there are 67 parts of our body mentioned. And Devi divides herself into 67 names and takes guard of all the parts. That's why if the entire Adishakti Swarupini is live, happy, then we are all no complaints to us. Otherwise, one or the other complaint will be there. So Hrudishwaraha, understand the word? Hrudishwaram. Yelli bhajana madbeku. Where you have got to remember him? Hrudaye. You have to remember him manasikam, mentally. So that's what otherwise called meditation. And Hrudaya is a deep cave. And in the cave, whether there is light or no light, no matter. Because you close the eye and the internal light will become glowful. And that with the glowful light inside, you will be able to meditate and see God. Oh God, the one is difficult circus feats. You have, people are there, rishis are there. For example, Narada, Prahlada, and all these great people have really gone in deep into spiritual depths. So I think you understood this. Saririnaha samsrit chakrasatanam, one, and nirvana sukham brahma, and Buddha means wise people. Only wise people can. Who is wise? Who is wise? Gatatrapaha wise. You should not feel really shy to do good work. You should have frank and freedom to do good work. But there will be vignas. And now let's go to the next 287. Rayaha kalatram.
Rayaha kalatram.
Pasavaha sutadayaha.
Pashavaha sutadayaha.
Gruha mahi.
Gruha mahi.
Kunjara kosha bhutayaha.
Kunjara kosha bhutayaha.
Surve artha kamaha.
Sarve artha kamaha.
Anabangurayushaha.
Shanabhangurayushaha.
Kurvanti martyasya.
Kurvanti matyasya.
Iyat priyam.
Yat priyam.
Chalaha.
Naha.
Chalaha. So this is the conclusion of Narada. See, chalaha, unstable, they all disappear. What are the things that disappear? One, rayaha means kings. Wealthy people, rich people, they are all called rayaha. Second is spouse, kalatram, husband or wife. Husband and wife don't die on the same day, same time. When people are traveling on the road, one will be forward, another will be backward. Walking hodre, ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮುಂದೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವರು ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಯ್ಯೋ ನಾನು ಹಿಂದೆ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ನು ರನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವನ ಸ್ಪೀಡು ಬೇರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So this kind of difference is there at all times. Therefore, kalatram. We don't know who goes first, but both don't want to go, but don't want or do want, no thing. So kalatram. Then pasavaha, cattle. And Sutadayaha. Suta is children. Children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, coach, etc. Gruhaha. People buy more than one houses. 3 houses, 4 houses, so many houses. That Charan Singh has got so many houses in America. He is not able to manage. Anyway, Gruhaha. And Mahi sites land. Okokkurku 5-6 sites untai. Bangarappa has so many sites. When he became Chief Minister, Bangarappa, he grabbed so much land. And when we went to one area, that fellow showed all that compound wall, very big compound wall. All Bangarappa acquired, nobody can talk about that. I don't know, he dead and gone, I think so. Bangara, I don't know whether he's living or not. But anyway, here, Mahi, land, Kunjara. Kunjara means elephants. To maintain elephants is very hard. ఏనుగులు కాపాడము మెయింటైన్ చేయడం చాలా కష్టం. Therefore, only Lakshmi Devi can do it because she Mahadhane. So Lakshmi has got so much of money. So she can maintain stalls of elephants. And therefore, she gets up only when the rumbling sounds of the elephants are there in the early morning. So in the Sri Suktam, you observe Lakshmi Devi gets up from her sleep only when the elephants. Then Kosha andre treasure houses, Dhanagaras, treasuries. Bhutayaha means Ashta Bhutayaha, Sampadas. So people have got landed property, mobile property, immobile property, etc. So many properties are there. And what are all these things? Artha Kama. Artha andre property. Desire to acquire one or the other more and more. What is the nature of them? Chanabangura. They are just temporary and will be for a short while. And also Ayushaha Chanabangura. So even our longevity is also not long. So all people will ask for Kosuru. He should have lived some more time. He could have finished his daughter's marriage or this, that, and people will, they are the judges for the dead people. Ayo, Sattvatna, he could have lived for another 2 more years. He could have performed so and so. This is all our statements. But Yama has no consideration. When time clicks, he will take away. So, Chanabhangura Ayushaha, Martyasya, Kiyak Priyam Kurvanti, that's the question mark. All these are too much, are like too much by all people. Property madbeku, anegali kutugobeku, everything one by one, which we don't want. When you enter into a shop, you want all things to come to your house. Your house will be a nuisance. So when I went first time to New York, and we went to a shop, there are so many curios. Chala bond and alni bond. Then my brother-in-law, who is surgeon there, Prabhakar, you take only one. You stand with the shop owner. I'll take the photograph of the whole shop. You take the photo. You take the photograph of India, not all the curios. Papa, our photo they put to that. An interesting joke. You take the photograph of the shop wala with the shop wala or without, then all articles come home. That is the Maya. I was given only the Liberty statue there in the shop, and all other things I got on the photograph even today. When I visited in 1903, I visited that. So I am telling that Priyam, you love our thing. Oh, this is indu chennagide. Oh, this is inna chennagide. The color is there. We keep on characterizing each doll or article as vastu. And adakkinna idu tagondre chennagirute. But you buy, your purses doesn't permit you. But ultimately, ayo, I could have taken that. I could have taken that. So a consumer is always in dissatisfaction. The vendor and the consumer both are dissatisfied. Vendor thinks that I could have sold it for the higher price. That fellow bargained too much, and so I had to budge. So he is dissatisfied. So like that here, Priyam Martyasya, చచ్చేవాడికి ఇవన్నీ ఇష్టం అంటాడు. నేను చనిపోతాను, ఐ డై అనేటువంటి కాన్సెప్ట్ ఉండదు. When you are acquiring more and more property, I am not permanent here in a concept ఉండదు. Therefore, Narada says, Chala. So we have our love, attachment, and stubbornness upon such things which are all unstable. So Chalaha Priyam Asmakam. All that which don't stay a long time. You buy a pen and give him, you give a boy and saying that don't lose it. It's expensive. And don't throw the cap away. 100 instructions we give and give the pen. That fellow should say, not a pen, pennu veda, if year veda. Keep it with you. I know some samachara baratte. So here Chalahan, a bit to next sloka. Nadam Vijatvam.
Nadam Vijatvam. Nadam Vijatvam.
Devatvam.
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 Rushitvam cha.
Rishitvam cha.
Asuratmajaha.
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 Peenanaya.
Pranayama.
Pranayama.
Mukundasya.
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 Navrittam.
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 Nabahubnata.
Namahupnata.
Nabahupnata.
Nadanam nataponejya.
Nadanam nataponejya.
Nadanam nataponejya.
Nashaucham navratani cha.
Nashaucham navratani cha.
Priyate malaya bhaktya harihi.
Priyate malaya bhaktya harihi.
Priyate malaya bhaktya harihi.
Anyad vidambanam.
Anyad vidambanam.
Anyat vidambanam.
In order to reach, this is the philosophy of Bhagavatam. Vedantam, when you go into Vedantam, all kinds of restrictions will go. ఆడవాళ్ళు ఓంకారోపాసన చేయకూడదు. కొంతమంది తెలిసే women can do ఓంకారం. Who is going to be judge there? The person himself is the judge. That's what I always say it. People will ask me certain questions. I consider because Hari Vidambanam Bhakti. A bhakti can be shown through in any form that you love most and you like most. And bhakti cannot be prescribed. No doctor can prescribe bhakti. This much bhakti you should have, no potency for that. So, no MB for that. It has got bhaktya, and that what kind? Amalaya bhaktya, amala, malarahita, paparahita, pure. So, Bhagavan Vishnu will get pleased when you have got sincere devotion. Maybe for a minute or 2 or 3 or 4. That's exactly what Krishna emphasizes in Bhagavad Gita. Oh Arjuna, repeat all the 18 slokas, 18 chapters. No time. 6 chapters. No time. Then 1 chapter. No time. 1 sloka. No time. Half sloka. No time. 1 word. Don't say no time. Yes. So padam padamevacha antare. Undu pada helaya. If not pada, at least 1 word. So, but uttering the name of God should be amalaya bhaktya. With pure mind, you recite it. And That should be internal meditation. That's exactly Sadhguru is pitching upon inner engineering. He is the promoter of inner engineering, Sadhguru. You know that Ravi Shankar, art of living. Mana T.S. Gopal has started, yoga master, art of fruitful living. Look at the combinations. Who is good? What is choosing? Do you want to be a member of fruitful living or art of living, or you want to live in the engineering department and inner engineering, outer engineering? So there is a lot of mechanism. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೋ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ can give you ನಿರ್ವಾಣ ಸುಖಂ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. So spending time with the gurus is a waste of time. And staying in you only, that's really good. That's exactly what Saraswati is doing. If you go to a yoga ashram, you meet so many people, you indulge more in talk and worry than sitting and meditating upon that. So you should go to a place where you, that's why people used to go to Himalayas. Nobody will be there. Even in America, nobody will be there. All streets are empty and all houses are empty outside. And you are living in a forest, in a highly secluded place. And weather conditions never permit even the dog to come out. There is no bird at all outside. But that's a kind of life. That's why people hardly speak in America. Everybody is silent. American houses are illadru tumba galate irutte, friendship irutte, hayagirutte. Indian houses, they are loud. So I feel a lot of, unless you have got a set of mind, you cannot live there happily. Many people run away after 1 month or so. Vittal Rao, he has got 4 sons now. Vittal Rao, our chief is retired. He has got 4 sons in all that. He stays only 2 months there, 15 days to every son, and then comes back to India because he has got site, the house, big house in the 50-70 site. Anyway, why I am telling all this is because what is wanted is bhakti and not any other thing like, for example, Dvijatvam Nalam. To be a Brahmin, not enough. To be a divine God, Devatvam, to possess the qualities of a God also is not eligible to go to the Bhagavan. And to become a Rishi also no good. And so all these 4 positions which you aspire, Hey Asuratmajaha, O sons of the Rakshasas, don't aspire for these 4. Again, Vrut, and also not to please, your behavior is not also important. Vruttam is behavior and knowledge, Bahugnata. See, why Shiva has chosen the leadership of the Smashanam. Mashanadipati yakagidandre, Shiva told that whoever, whatever he is, they have to come to me only for exit. A pandit, a musician, a scholar, everybody must come to graveyard. Nobody, that's the exact. Kasi and Mahasmasana antare. So these things do not much please him. Likewise, na danam, na tapaha, nejya, andre to worship or puja or yajna yagad kratus, na saucham, na vratani, priyate harihi. Understand? Hari is not satisfied with all this dambacharam. ಅದೇ ಪುರಂದರದಾಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಕೆಳನೋ ಹಡಿತಾಳನೋ ಅನ್ನೋ ಸಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಡಂಬರ ಕೂಗಾಟ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ he wants good music. What is good music? ಅಂದವಾದ ಧ್ವನಿ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಪುರಂದರದಾಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಂದವಾದ ಧ್ವನಿ. ಈ ಅಂದವಾದ ಧ್ವನಿಗೋಸ್ಕರನೇ all in pictures, what is there in the picture song? No cinema song is permanent and shashvata. And it is only temporary attraction. That too only a portion, first line, 3 words they will remember. The remaining portion of the song they forget. No, Amalaya Bhakti, what do I want is Amala Bhakti. This is all the speech given by Narada to all the Asura Atmajas, the children of the Rakshasas. And so even the Rakshasa children also are eligible to get moksham, provided there is a good guru for them like Narada. Therefore, even Rakshasas also love Narada's visits. Hiranyakasipu loved it. And actually, when Prahlada was born, Narada was there to suggest the name as Prahlada. So what was the name to be given to the boy? Prahlada is the last fellow. Radha, Viklada, and the Prahlada is 4 sons of Hiranyakasipu. And the 4th boy is Prahlada. Anyway, so, hey, O Asuratmaja Navratani Vidambanam, and comes to conclusion 290. One sloka we read and stop. Tato harau bhagavati.
Tato harau bhagavati.
Tato harau bhagavati.
Bhaktim kuruta danavaha.
Bhaktim kuruta danavaha.
Bhaktim kuruta danavaha.
Atmaupamyena sarvatra.
Atmopayena sarvatra.
Atmaupamyena sarvatra.
Sarvabhutatmani.
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 Ishvare.
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 So Narada said, nothing is permanent. Everything is chala. And again he said, to waste time to become a dvija, to become a god, to become a rishi, do not please God. It's a spent of time. But you are physically doing the donation, tapassu, puja, and vratas. No. But Amala Bhakti, available to all people. And then in 290 sloka, he says, Bhagavati harau bhaktim kuruta dhanavaha. So the highly rich Hari is there. In him, you just extend your bhakti or devotion, dedication. But Madhavaga, how like you should be Atma Aupamyena Sarvatra. వాడు సంధ్యావం చేయలేదు, వాడు పూజ చేయలేదు, ఇంకోటి చేయలేదు, ఇంకోటి మాట వినలేదు. Commenting about others, stop. You consider your own self as a standard one and a unit. You are a scale for your own conduct and character. Others are not scale for you. Atma eva upama. You are great. You are the example. You are the standard. And you are the measuring rod. So, Atma upamyena sarvatra Ishvare bhaktin kuru. But who is this Ishvara? Sarvabhuta Atma. He is the Atma of all people available on land. And not only in India or America or Switzerland or all that, Sarvatra. In the entire universe, he is the Ishvara. And so you always take you as a standard person and then do it. And like that, he advises and ultimately concludes that Etavaneva lokasmin pumsaha swartaha parahasputa ekanta bhakti govinde yat sarvatra dadikshanam. Ekanta bhakti talks about it. So Narada has written Bhakti Sutras, and among them Ekanta Bhakti is one, and Amara Bhakti is another, etc. And he ultimately calls all Danavas to give up any other attempt, chalas, and try to get into the Ekanta Bhakti, and then there will be the moksha. So when Narada and Prahlada spoke, all the Danavas realized the importance of the Hari Bhakti, and they sang the glory of Narayana. How beautiful it is, no? This is quite logical. So Narada has reached the Rakshasas and advised. But not that Narada has not advised all those great Rakshasas. He was advising. But they had self-pride. And that self-pride made them miserably fail in their devotion. So I think we can stop here. Om Tat Satu. Sarvam Sri Krishnarpanamastu. Sarvam Sri Matrucharanaravindharpanamastu. Om Tat Satu. So, ఎలా ఉందమ్మా ఈరోజు సెషన్?